In the world of sports, there are legends, and then there is Michael Jordan, a man whose name has become bigger than basketball itself. When people hear his name, they don't just think of championships, trophies, or records. They think of greatness. They think of an athlete who defined what it means to never give up, to rise above failure, and to chase perfection every single day. But here's the truth. Michael Jordan wasn't born a champion. He wasn't born with a golden crown or handed an easy path to glory. His story is one of rejection, heartbreak, loss, and relentless determination. And that's exactly why his journey matters. Because his life teaches us that success is not reserved for the chosen few. It belongs to those who dare to dream, who refuse to quit, and who fight through pain, struggle, and doubt until they carve their own destiny. This is the story of a boy who fell, a man who rose, and a legend who taught the world what it means to fly. This is the story of Michael Jordan. Michael Jeffrey Jordan was born on February 17, 1963, in Brooklyn, New York. He grew up in a large family, learning discipline and hard work from his parents. But life wasn't smooth for young Michael. When he was in high school, he faced one of the most crushing moments of his life. He was cut from the varsity basketball team. Imagine that. The man who would one day be called the greatest of all time was once told he wasn't good enough. For most people, that would have been the end, but not for Jordan. That rejection became his fuel. He trained harder than ever before. He would wake up early, practice late, and push himself beyond his limits. Every time he felt tired, he remembered the pain of being told, "You can't," and that pain became his motivation. It was in those years, on the courts of Wilmington, North Carolina, that Michael Jordan began to build the mindset that would later make him unstoppable. The belief that failure is not the end, but the beginning of success. Jordan's relentless practice paid off. When he earned a spot at the University of North Carolina, it was here that the world first caught a glimpse of his greatness. In 1982, during the NCAA championship game, a young freshman named Michael Jordan hit the game-winning shot that gave UNC the title. That single moment announced his arrival on the national stage. Soon after, in 1984, he entered the NBA draft and was selected by the Chicago Bulls. From the very first game, Jordan lit up the league with his athleticism, energy, and fire. Fans loved his style. He wasn't just scoring points. He was soaring through the air, defying gravity, and making basketball look like art. In just his rookie season, he averaged over 28 points per game and was named Rookie of the Year. People had seen talented players before, but nobody like Michael Jordan. He wasn't just good, he was electric. And it was clear that the NBA would never be the same again. As the years went on, Jordan's dominance only grew. He became the face of the Chicago Bulls and carried the team on his shoulders. By the early 1990s, Jordan transformed the Bulls from a struggling franchise into a dynasty. Between 1991 and 1993, he led them to 3 consecutive NBA championships. His ability to take over games, his competitive fire, and his refusal to lose made him a global superstar. Off the court, his partnership with Nike created the legendary Air Jordan brand, changing the world of sports marketing forever. Every kid wanted to be like Mike. By this time, Jordan wasn't just an athlete, he was a cultural icon. He was selling out arenas, appearing on magazine covers, and becoming the standard by which all athletes would be measured. But even at the top, he never stopped working. He trained harder than anyone, pushed himself to be better every season, and demanded greatness from his teammates. That's what separated him. His hunger was endless. But life, even for legends, is never free of pain. In 1993, Jordan's world was shattered when his father, James Jordan, was tragically murdered. His father wasn't just a parent. He was Michael's biggest supporter, his guiding light. Devastated, Jordan decided to step away from basketball. At the peak of his career, he retired and shocked the entire world. He chose to honor his father's dream by trying professional baseball. Critics laughed, doubted him, and said he was wasting his time. And while his baseball career never reached the heights of basketball, it showed the world something important. Michael Jordan was never afraid to try, never afraid to fail. His decision to walk away from the game also reminded everyone that behind the superstar was a human being, grieving and searching for peace. These years of loss and challenge were some of the toughest of his life, but they also prepared him for one of the greatest comebacks in sports history. In March 1995, after nearly 2 years away, Michael Jordan made his return to basketball with just 2 words: "I'm back." Those words shook the sports world. And when he stepped back onto the court, it was as if he never left. But Jordan didn't just return, he conquered. From 1996 to 1998, he led the Chicago Bulls to another 3 straight championships, completing what is known as the second three-peat. These years cemented his legacy as the greatest player of all time. He was older but wiser, stronger but smarter, and every challenge thrown his way he answered with excellence. Who can forget the iconic flu game, where he scored 38 points despite being visibly sick, or his final shot as a Bull in 1998, a cold-blooded jumper that sealed his 6th championship? These moments weren't just basketball highlights. They were lessons in resilience, mental toughness, and the will to win at any cost. When Jordan finally stepped away from the game for good, he didn't stop being a winner. He turned his attention to business and became one of the most successful athletes-turned-entrepreneurs in history. The Air Jordan brand continued to grow, making billions in sales every year and influencing generations far beyond basketball. In 2010, Jordan became the majority owner of the Charlotte Hornets, proving that his vision extended beyond playing on the court to shaping the future of the sport. And while many athletes struggle after retirement, Jordan thrived. He used the same work ethic, discipline, and competitive spirit that made him a champion to build a business empire. Today, he is not only remembered as a basketball icon, but also as one of the first athletes to truly master the business of sports. His success off the court showed the world that greatness doesn't end when the game does. It's a mindset that lasts a lifetime. So what makes Michael Jordan more than just an athlete? It's his legacy. His story has become a blueprint for anyone chasing success. He showed us that rejection doesn't define you, your response does. He showed us that even the greatest fall, but true greatness is about rising again. Jordan himself once said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." These words echo far beyond the basketball court. They are a reminder that failure is not the opposite of success. It is the path to success. Michael Jordan's legacy isn't just about 6 championships, 5 MVPs, or thousands of points scored. His legacy is about courage, discipline, perseverance, and the belief that with enough work, nothing is impossible. He turned his pain into power, his doubts into determination, and his dreams into reality. Michael Jordan's story is more than sports. It's a life lesson. From being cut from his high school team to becoming the greatest basketball player in history, his journey proves that success is earned, not given. It teaches us that setbacks are not signs to stop, but signals to push harder. Whether you're chasing a dream in sports, business, or life itself, the message is the same. Success belongs to those who never give up. When the world says you can't, prove them wrong. When failure knocks you down, rise again. Michael Jordan didn't just play basketball, he inspired the world to believe in themselves. And if there's one thing we can all learn from him, it's this: greatness is within reach, but only for those who are willing to fight for it. So the next time you face rejection or doubt, remember the boy who once was told he wasn't good enough, and remember how he became the greatest of all time. Subscribe to our channel for more updates. Thanks.